Welcome back to another video. Today we are in Halloween Cup and we have a different team to feature today, showcasing the Azumarill Toxicroak and Wormadam in the back here. Here we have our opponents go into their Sizer, and then we're going to switch into our Toxicroak. We don't have to worry about any charge move right here. Ends up being the Night Slash. They're looking for the boost. They don't get the boost. We're going to go for this Mud Bomb here to make a decision. They don't shield, they let it go. This Mandibuzz comes back in. We're going to try and throw as much damage as possible. The Sludge Bomb is going to be doing most of the damage. We're going to let this go because we have the Azumarill on the front here. So this Azumarill right now has kind of a particular situation. We are going to try to get as much energy, but they actually decided to switch out, and they revealed that they have the Needle Queen. So they know that that is GG's. So on to the next game here. Azumarill, it definitely is an interesting pick. You definitely want to avoid the poison types. So we are met with a Jellicent here. This Jellicent is going to be able to throw neutral Shadow Balls, but we can also throw Play Roughs too. So we're going to see what happens here. There's no move timing, as both of us are 3-turn fast moves. They decide to switch out, and we switch into our Toxicroak. We basically ran into this situation in the last game, so we let the first one go. Ends up being the Iron Head because this is running the Fury Cutter fast move, but we know we can survive one move. And then we're going to throw this on Mud Bomb, and they decide to let it go. Our opponent here is going to be throwing a... Oh, actually, they don't throw a move. We get a shield from our opponent. Our opponent ends up throwing the Shadow Ball here, probably. We know we can survive this, so we let it go. They switch out, and there's a Toxapeck in the back again. That is GG's. Wormadam in the back, running into all the poisons. And, you know, it is kind of a alignment team, because obviously if they had the Toxapeck on our Azumarill, it would have been a way worse situation. So right now we're just avoiding all the poison types, except for here. This poison type is more neutral because this Golbat is only going to be throwing this Poison Fang. We know we can survive the first one, and we're going to be able to throw super effective Ice Beams here. This is going to be able to get a shield from our opponent. So we decided to wait for our opponent to throw this Poison Fang, and then we're going to switch out, try to catch them off guard a little bit. We get a couple of confusions in, which are super effective. They go for the Poison Fang right there, and they actually come in with another poison type that is not going to do very well, because we are going to be able to overfarm this and get to this Iron Head. But more importantly, we're doing super effective fast move damage here. Our opponent ends up shielding, but we are at another Iron Head right here for the KO. So we're in a very good situation. In fact, they had 3 poison types. So their entire team was weak to the Wormadam. We are going to be able to let this go. We do survive that, and we are able to get off a Bug Buzz for the debuff. No debuff. And we're going to come in with our Toxicroak. We don't have to worry about any moves. We know that they're trying to catch, and that's exactly what we're waiting for. When they switch into their Golbat, we go into the Azumarill. We go for the Ice Beam, take it out. Even though this Azumarill is going to get farmed down, this Toxicroak has enough health, and we are already at a move, and they realize that as well, so they leave. So GG's to our opponent right there. This team right here, finding all the poison types in the back with Wormadam, is working really well. Of course, like I mentioned before, Azumarill just does not want to find these poison types that are hard counters. So here, even though this has a potential to have a poison charge move, we gotta test them. So we're gonna wait. They actually only throw Crunch, and it does debuff us, which is a little bit concerning, but our opponent actually ends up shielding, so that's a very interesting play. So assuming that they don't have the Sludge Bomb, we're going to stay in, and we're actually going to wait for them to throw a move. Ends up being the Aqua Tail right there, still doesn't KO, and we're going to use our Play Rough here for a little bit extra damage. They're looking for the farm down. They get the farm down, and now that that they revealed that they have Aqua Tail and Crunch, we can come in with our Toxicroak, no problem. So our opponent ends up coming in with their Greninja. Interesting. So Greninja in the back is very good against our Wormadam here. I guess the Toxicroak obviously would have done better at this, so we're going to throw the Bug Buzz here to guarantee a shield or KO. They actually decide to let it go. And then here we're going to try our best to get to 2 Iron Heads because we want the shields to be down. But unfortunately, they were able to get to 2 Aerial Aces here, and this is not looking good for us. We needed that shield to go down, and then we also needed to get to a Sludge Bomb here. So unfortunately, that was not a good win. Here we have, yeah, that was just a tough matchup in the last game there. The Greninja in the back there just was able to carry their last game here. So Guzzlord in the front, very good situation for us. We don't have to shield anything. Usually we can survive. Even that Sludge Bomb there, even if it has that Sludge Bomb, we are able to survive it because it's not a stab move, and it takes them a long time to get to that, and we are able to hard counter it later on as they switched out into the Dragalge. So far they've revealed 2 Dragon types, and then here they decide to just let it go, and let's see what they throw here. I'm guessing they have Crunch or Brutal Swing, yeah, because they're running like a kind of an off-meta moveset. So we're going to go for Bug Buzz here for the guaranteed shield or the KO, and they actually switch into their Toxapeck, and luckily we are able to avoid this Toxapeck with our Azumarill because we have our own Toxicroak. We're going to try to build to 2 Mud Bombs because we basically need to get to 2 Mud Bomb energy. And we're going to actually shield here, and we're going to try to throw this next Mud Bomb when we have 2 of them, so we can go back to back just in case they shield. They actually decide to shield and switch out, so that was a great play by them. We're going to throw this Mud Bomb. It does chip away at this Guzzlord enough so that we can just go for Ice Beam. We don't need to go for Play Rough. And even though we do get hard countered by this Toxic packs here, we are going to be able to throw this Play Rough and farm down. So GG's to our opponent right there. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.